annoyingly so, the game crashed halfway through the team song, so I'm just going to let you guys know that at the start of today's episode, we did play the game, but the game will not necessarily show in the result of whatever happens on the ladder and the stats, etc. So just bear with the gameplay. I still wanted to give you some gameplay, so that will be here. I'll see you guys shortly with the gameplay. We finally have a home game. I feel like we haven't had a home game in a little while, but in saying that, I think we might have played at home last week, so scratch that. Hello everybody, Cooper here, welcome back to some AFL 26. We are getting very, very close to the end of the 2026 season, and the Sydney Swans are coming to the Adelaide Oval with a lot to prove. They are pushing for a spot inside the top 4. They're currently in 7th, and a win over us would definitely help their cause. And it's been a few weeks since we've played a team that's in the top 8. I know we've had a couple of blowout wins in the last couple of videos. Hopefully we can get a bit more of a competitive game here today. We've got a few big ins, one of which is Joe Berry. The other one, I cannot remember who the other one is, so do forgive me. But we've got a couple of big ins, and on the contract front, Blake Laidler has finally signed a new deal. He will be back for next season. I'm going to go with heads on the toss, which the Swans have called. And we have won the toss. Not a lot of wind to speak of. We're going to kick to the left-hand side. And Blake Laidler, obviously former Sydney Swan in this universe, still with the Swans in real life. Let's see how we go. Taylor Goad gets that first hit out. Campbell's wide to George Hewitt. Was not on whatsoever. Now with Hayden McLean. Has the ball at centre-half forward for the Swans. We need a big fist. Rosie handballs it over the top. There's a push in the back. Farrell looking for Lockie Neal. Big launch from outside 50. I didn't see who it was, but the Swans get the first. And Taylor Adams, it was the goal kicker in the end. Big launch from outside 50. The Swans get the first inside a minute. Not a good start for us. Rosie gets the hands clear once again, but doesn't find anybody. Rowbottom gets tripped by Rosie in the end. Now with McLean. Seems to be the focal point of the Sydney Swans forward play right now. Logan Evans, let's send it wide. We've got players heading in that direction. Whitlock is one of them. Will Green has players over the top in Will Drew. Lukosius, actually that's Horn Francis, excuse me, not Lukosius. Couldn't get much out of that forward entry. It's another good tackle. Lockie Neal running onto it. Got absolutely just tackled there. Horn Francis, quick kick. Can't get boot to ball, unfortunately. And Taylor Adams making an impact both ends of the ground. Fantastic start from him. That's not 15. Wanganeen Miller looking for Joe Berry on his return. Couldn't get a mark there with Logan Evans. Hayden McLean getting a lot of the ball early. He's looking for some Brownlow votes today. Finds Heaney. Goes Logan McDonald. Handball over the top. We're just trying to work it with handballs right now. Not really something that I'm a massive fan of. I'd rather just get boot to ball and try out our best. Lukosius was the target there. I forgot to mention Alira Lear up against his former side today. Back with his old team, the Sydney Swans. And the Swans just dominating possession early. We need a mark here. Let's slow things down. Swans working the ball forward now. Rosie with the last itch tackle. There's players over the top in Joel Amati, but Logan McDonald's going to take it for himself. Already has the 1 mark on the day. The Swans playing very, very well right now to get the first 2 of the day. He's done very, very well. The Swans, fantastic start. I must say, I did not expect this from the Sydney Swans. We are really struggling in the ruck right now. We just need to get boot to ball a little bit. There we go. Finally get some work forward. Handball over the top. Whitlock trying to kick it forward. Horn Francis marks on the goal line for whatever reason. I was going to say we're going to take that at the top of the square, but we're actually going to go around the corner here. Try and work this to our advantage a little bit better. We get our first. Horn Francis kicks it over the scoreboard. But this might be a game for Sam Draper because Taylor Goad not cutting it in the ruck right now. McDonald beats 2 in the air, crumbs his own footy, kicks his second. The Swans have 3 in the quarter. We're only 7 minutes in. It is a lot of goal kicking right nice and early. Horn Francis, we're going to put him in the middle of the ground. Hopefully he can conjure something up. Butters Handballing a little bit too much here. Horne-Francis, get it wide. Drew, send it long. Joe Berry, back in the side for today, returning from injury. Gets his first mark. And can he get his first goal on the day and reclaim his lead on the Coleman medal? Yes, he does. Really nice hit out by Goad that time. Neil sends it long. Berry, try and bring it to ground. He does. Can't find a crummer though, and the Swans just clear it with no real intention of kicking it to really anybody. Lloyd sends it long. Silvani can't take the mark. McLean is having a hell of a game so far. And Tom Papley takes the mark just inside 50. Is he going to go back and have a shot? Yes, he will. Slow approach heading towards goal. Very, very slow. Sets it very, very wide. That might even be a poster. It's a mark on the goal line to McLean once again. 6 disposals, 5 marks, 3 of them contested. No goals for him just yet. And he's not going to get a goal with that kick. That is out on the full, and that will help the cause greatly. Kane Farrell sending it in the Taylor Goad direction. Takes a good mark. Burgoyne over the top. Just working the ball very quickly. Goad's going to get it back here. He's got space to run. But so does Burgoyne. Bit of 1-2 footy here. Just getting the possessions up. And the play stops there. Burgoyne sends it down the line. Looking for Lukosius. Probably the best mark in the team. Let's send it long. Berry or Rosie. We just need one of you. It's going to be Rosie. We'll give Horne-Francis a bit of run in the midfield to start this game. Horne-Francis puts through... Not Horne-Francis. Connor Rosie puts through his first. Game all tied up. We've left our man Lee Kalia back into the side for today. As Zerk Thatcher, he was the other one who missed out. But it's another long ball from outside 50. The Swans get another... And it's Taylor Adams once again. But we just need to get boot to ball a lot quicker in this one. Well cut off there by Taylor Adams. We need a mark. Blake Laidler does the business. Jace Burgoyne is out by himself. Going to be an interesting contest here. He does a good job. Lukosius is running. He's got Alia on him. Takes the mark directly in front of goal. A little bit of breeze pushing to the right-hand side, but you don't think it would be that much as that would affect the kick. Hopefully, we can just work this one back very nicely. That's not coming back at all. But we get our first behind on the game so far. Half volley out of fullback isn't good. It's cleared by Lloyd. Rosie sitting at halfback takes the mark on the Lizard. Sends it to the hot spot. Lukosius, is he going to have another crack at this? Yes, he will. And he's got 56 goals on this season so far, I believe. Hopefully this one will be number 57. See if we can get a lead with this kick for the first time today. We do. It's a 1-point lead to Port Adelaide, and it is a high-scoring fixture so far. Swans working it forward once again out of the stoppage. Heaney on the left foot. What is he doing? And Leek Alia, I should say, just got cleaned up by McDonald, and he's already lining up for a third in the first quarter. Definitely been one of the best so far. Puts that one through. The Swans' key forwards are just really killing us right now. Sam Draper in the game for the first time. Let's see what he can conjure up. Horne-Francis smashes it forward. Not very far, though. Whitlock wraps up. Alia doesn't go too far. Now with Callum Mills, the skipper. Sending it forward. Oh, almost got a tackle there with Connor Rosie. Wanganeen Miller might need to put him in the midfield, help things out a little bit because he is having no impact whatsoever off of half-back. And now Tommy McCartan to get it to an 11-point lead. It's a tough pocket to kick goals from, but that is very, very good. Finally got some space. Butters, quick kick over the top. That's not 15. Panicked. Burgoyne sends it forward. It's a half volley. Somebody pick it up. It's a tackle. It's a handball. Can't get it clear. And how is that holding the ball? How is that holding the ball? Draper had it for like 3 seconds. Not even that. Anyway, Papley. It's actually given Wanganeen Miller a bit of trouble off of halfback so far in this contest. Arlo O'Brien can't take the mark. Isaac Heaney, obviously a very elite operator. Horne-Francis takes it, going back with the flight. Very, very courageous. Dersma and Melican. Dersma not strong enough on that occasion. And finally, Wanganeen Miller gets a mark here. We've got Draper running into some space. Joe Berry sitting under it. Big fly from the side. And the ball is cleared by Amadi. I think that was George Hewitt, the former Swan. Can't take Blakey in the air. Papley, Horn-Francis, not Horn-Francis. Wanganeen Miller, too many double-barreled surnames. Wraps him up with the tackle. And the Swans are out. Where are our defenders? The Swans kick another. Darcy Tucker, the former North Melbourne man, kicks that one. Arlo O'Brien, Horn-Francis, down the line. Berry, Lloyd. Lloyd takes a good mark. Risky kick inside. Finds Aliir. Knows our system inside and out. So maybe that's why we're having so much trouble inside our forward line. We've got a double agent in the works. Silvani, just send it long. Get it close to goal as possible. Dersma can't take the mark. Connor Rosie can't keep it in, unfortunately. And we're going to have a stoppage inside our forward 50. We're 17 points down in the first. We've got 2 players goal side. Can't get it to either of them. Butters, quick kick by Miles. It's a goal. Good to get one before. Well, that was a high tackle. I was going to say it's a good one to get one before quarter time. Down the line now. I can't see. My cat is in front of my screen. He's probably barracking for the Swans as well. We just need to send it long. Need to find a mark. Inside forward 50. Butters takes it. And it's been a very high scoring contest so far. We need to kick this goal. And we squeeze it in. Butters gets his first for the day. And it's been a 13-goal first quarter. Very high scoring contest. Have we got time for one more? I know it's been a long quarter. Horn-Francis down the line once again. Berry takes the mark. The siren goes though. Can't beat the siren, but a 13-goal first quarter. We were down by, I think it was 18 points or maybe even 17 points at one point in the quarter. Swans are just killing us on the disposals, 74 to 66. But Logan McDonald with the 3 goals. Taylor Adams basically been the best player on the ground, but also Hayden McLean has done a lot, setting up a couple of goals as well. But in terms of us leading ball getters, Horn-Francis with the 9, Butters with the 9, Rosie with the 6 and a goal. Although Horn-Francis and Butters do also both have goals. Been a very interesting game. Let's make a few changes. Hopefully things can tidy up a little bit. Made a few changes around the ground. Horn-Francis back in the forward line. We've got Wanganeen Miller, Burgoyne and Rosie in the middle of the ground. And it's off to a good start. Lockie Neal has a bit of space. Can't get the kick off fast enough. And Rowbottom picks up the crumbs. Miles playing off a halfback flank here. Hopefully we can turn things around here. We've put Lukosius at centre half back. Going to try and just sort of get him to beat Melican in the air. Not Melican, McLean, excuse me. Whitlock can't take the mark. Silvani's going to spend some time at centre half forward. Hopefully that can make a bit of a difference. Swans play on wide. They find Will Green. Good young player. Lukosius can't get beaten in the air, or does get beaten in the air, I should say. Very slow to get off the ground as well. Green works the ball forward for the Swans. James Jordan being chased down by Lukosius. We need a mark. We force it over the goal line. No, we don't. We forgot to get the crumb. And he conceded another goal. Isaac Heaney, phenomenal work. Just lazy defending. That was not the start I wanted. Draper. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. Wanganeen Miller down the line. Arlo O'Brien, Matt Roberts. Arlo O'Brien picks it up. Dersma, quick handball over the top. Joe Berry on his returns hit the post from about 5 meters out. Not ideal. Rosie recovers the ball nicely at half back. Wanganeen Miller in space. Melican with the fly. We just need somebody to pick the ball up. Great tackle by Silvani. Really desperate stuff from him. We've got players on the move. Horn-Francis seems to be the target, but it's actually going to end up in the hands of Connor Rosie. He started the play at half back. He's going to have a set shot. A set shot, that's a really hard word to say apparently. From directly in front, just drifting to that left-hand side. Margin back down to single digits. I mean, that was definitely an improvement for where it was earlier in the quarter. And earlier in the game, just in general. Dersma takes a good mark here. Arlo O'Brien is in all the space in the world. And we're actually going to give it back to Dersma. Really nicely worked between the two of them. And Dersma hasn't kicked a goal today. I think he kicked 3 last week on his return. Sets that up with the win beautifully. Dersma brings it back to a 3-point game. Wanganeen Miller down the line once again. Dersma can't take it. O'Brien was looking for Dersma. Great tackle from Dersma on Rowbottom. That's holding the ball. Dersma's starting to bring the Port Adelaide spirit alive here. But we just need a good kick in front of goal. And that is what we get. Straight into the Riverbank stand. Dersma's got 2 in a row. Port Adelaide back in front. Better start to the quarter for Port Adelaide in this one. Wanganeen Miller to Drew. Looking for Rosie. Couldn't find him. The Swans intercept. Do a good job. Trying to chase the ball down here. Sends it long. The Swans. Aaliyah needs to take a mark. And Tommy McCartan does a good job. Already has 1 on the day. 8 goals straight to the Swans already. 51 plays, 48. 7.5 gone in the second. He kicks true. Swans get the lead back by 3 now. Rosie has Silvani over the top. Silvani running into space. Little ball forward. Whitlock takes it. I didn't feel confident having a running shot with Silvani. Thought we might have got chased down from behind, but Whitlock's been quiet today, and he just sneaks that one past that right goalpost. It's goal for goal right now. Good intercept in the middle of the ground, but it's a high tackle, unfortunately. Draper just drops an absolute sitter. Wanganeen Miller tries to get a tackle on Rowbottom, can't, unfortunately. Newman, another former Swan, takes on Heaney in the air and does a good job. Lockie Neal plays on quickly, haven't seen a lot of him today. Silvani takes the mark, gives it straight to Draper, actually. Little ball forward. Whitlock takes it again on the run. He's going to have a quick look at a second here. So Dersma and Whitlock, a few little subtle changes in our forward line. And the game is suddenly looking a little bit easier. We finally lead by more than a goal. Swans clear it very nicely. Now Errol sends it forward. We should get under this with Miles. McCartan, though, too big and strong. Lining up for a third. 2 disposals, 2 goals so far. Can he make it 3 from 3? Swings it around beautifully. Yes, he does. Lukosius intercepts at half back. Players on the move. Whitlock is one of them. Now with Melican. Takes a contested mark. Not like what I've seen from kicking from this deep out, or long out, I should... What am I trying to say? Kicking from that far out. Why can't I speak English? But now Joe Berry's going to have a shot. We know his goal kicking has been a little bit reckless from season 1 forward, and that kick is not going to prove his accuracy on this one. What have I just said there? None of that made any sense. Anyway, let's try again. Having a little bit of lag right now. Not a big fan of that. The Swans try and clear it. Rowbottom takes a good mark. Miles running back with the flight. Gets a spoil. Really courageous work by him. We clear it via Drew. Dersma can't get the mark. Can he lay a tackle? No, he can't either. Connor Rosie, I do trust him from this distance. We might just send it forward then. We'll do that instead. Silvani and Aaliyah can't get the mark. It's a rush behind. What a tackle from Joe Berry. I wasn't really commentating because I just thought I had to rest my voice for a little bit. But that was a phenomenal effort. We'll have to look at that again. Hopefully he can finish off with a goal. Yes, he does. Really, really, really good from Joe Berry. Redeems himself from earlier on. Kicks his second. But we need to have a look at this on the replay because my lack of commentary does not do that justice, what his effort was. Okay, can we get rid of that? Thank you. All right, let's try again. So Draper picks the ball up off the half volley. Really, really sloppy stuff from the Swans. And then Berry, who's just way out of it, lunges forward, bang! Just collects him with the tackle. And all of a sudden, we are up by 11 points. Wanganeen Miller has Rosie over the top. Gives it to Neil. Little kick forward, looking for Horn Francis. I didn't think that was going to make it on the full, so we played on. We definitely didn't have to. Silvani misses. Most definitely a missed opportunity there. Aaliyah plays on very quickly. Finds James Jordan once again. Wanganeen Miller is standing the mark. That is a poor kick. Out of fullback. Gonna send it long. Whitlock's got 2 to deal with. Tries to get a spoil on it, but can't. And the Swans, what are they doing? Do they not want to win this game of football? But let's just send it long. Why not? We've got options in the square. It's actually only one option. It's Joe Berry. Lay a tackle, somebody. Wanganeen Miller is actually going to get it back. This time he will have a shot. He's had a really, really good quarter. 12 disposals on the game so far. No goals. Don't think he's going to get one with this kick. That's drifting to the left-hand side. Lead extends to 13 points. Safe to say the Sydney Swans are idiots. They kick it straight to Joe Berry, who's standing on the mark. He puts through a third. What a comeback from the third-year youngster. Swans finally win it out of the middle. They go back to go forward. Logan Evans standing on Papley once again. Isaac Heaney picks it up off the half volley. Great tackle by Wanganeen Miller and Lukosius. We go to the middle of the ground looking for Lachie Neale. Turn the ball over. Risky move, but we need to take risks in order to stay in front of this game. The Swans are a quality side. Obviously, we're very good as well. I couldn't get the fist on that one, and Heaney is a very, very good kick for goal. Only the 5 disposals for him today, but does have a goal to his name to cut it back to a 13-point game. It's been a high-scoring game so far. It's going to kick him from right on 50. And it's a behind. We couldn't clear it very far as Taylor Adams takes another mark. I was going to say Taylor Go, but it was Taylor Adams. Errol picks up the crumb, kicks his first. Now an 11-point game. It might even be a 12-point game, excuse me, but a little left foot banana does the work. Now Taylor Goad, middle of the ground. Butters in the middle. Lukosius has head back forward. Silvani, we've put him back. Hopefully he can do just as well as Lukosius has done this quarter. Taylor Adams, been sneaky little player for the Swans in this one. Good spoil. James Jordan with the crumb. I think it was James Jordan, but it's a goal to the Swans either way. No, it was actually Callum Mills, my mistake, but an excellent snap by the skipper. Back-to-back goals for the Swans. Taylor Goad wins this one, just smashes it forward. We've got all the space in the world. It's over the top. Rosie, Melican, Rosie. What a first half by the skipper so far. 19 disposals. Potentially a second goal on the cards. Does not make a mistake. What a half of football from our influential leader. Back to a 12-point game. Butters doing the business in the middle of the ground. Wanganeen Miller smashes it forward. Arlo O'Brien hasn't had much of an impact today, unfortunately. Jackson Mead might be getting the call early in the second half if Arlo O'Brien can't pick it up. The Swans head forward once again. Callum Mills just kicked a goal, takes the mark in front of Silvani. Poor kick though, straight to Blake Laidler. 24 gone in the second quarter. Can we get one more before half time? We handball forward. Lachie Neale launches the ball over the top. Connor Rosie's out the back. Takes it on the goal line basically. And for a third goal. 21 disposals and 3 goals in the first half. He's hit the post, unfortunately. Couldn't have the fairy tale ending for the second quarter. And Horn Francis might, though, as the siren goes. Been a little bit more quiet compared to Connor Rosie, even though Horn Francis has probably spent more time in the midfield. We'll see if he can kick this one right on half-time. As we wait. As we wait. The wait is worth it. It's another one to Port Adelaide, and it is 14 goals 8, 92 to 12 goals 1, 73. That is not the final score. That is the score at half-time. 8 goals 7 to us in that quarter, 5 goals 1 for the Swans. We enter half-time as 19-point leaders. Disposal count a little bit closer, but still Swans have the advantage. McCartan, McDonald, Berry all have 3 apiece. Berry's actually got 3 goals too, so got to try and straighten that up heading into the second half. Wanganeen Miller had a really solid quarter, 16 disposals. I don't know how many of those were in the second. I'd say 10 plus. We'll see if we can get a bit more out of Butters and Neil into the second quarter, or in the second half, I should say. Hopefully that will be the case, but a very, very good reply after we gave the team a little bit of a spray at quarter time. Horne-Francis and Rosie in the middle of the ground with Wanganeen Miller at Butters. I think he's somewhere in a forward pocket, just getting a little bit of a rest before we give him a big burst towards the end of the third. Blake Laidler's had a good game against his former side. Arlo O'Brien, big contest here with Rowbottom. Does well and plays on quickly. Looking for Jace Burgoyne over the top. And takes it. And this is going to be the difficult bit. It's the kick. It's a bit of a breeze heading to that left-hand side, or sorry, to the right-hand side. But it's not going to matter with this one, as that is his first of the day. It's a 25-point game. We go long once again out of the stoppage. Dersma cannot be stopped. Has 2 in the first half. He actually had 2 in the second quarter. This is not going to be a good kick, though. Little bit of a rush kick to that left-hand side, unfortunately. 26-point game. Lukosius trying to chase down Alir. Can't quite catch him. Ball heading over the top. We get a spoil to it. Probably actually had a chance of marking it. Laidler with the tackle. That's out on the full. Really nicely done. Little short kick, actually. And Dersma takes it in the hands. Now, I am going to drop punt this one, only because I reckon we can set it up on that left-hand goalpost, and we're going to have a real shot at swinging it back nicely. And I've done the exact opposite of that. Taylor Adams takes the mark. There's a few options forward. There's one player who's just standing by himself. I think it was Tommy McCartan. Silvani with a great spoil. McDonald wrapped up by 2. We get the holding the ball call. Very, very handy. And now Arlo O'Brien pushing forward. Has numbers inside, was looking for Lukosius, but it wasn't a good kick. Little 1-2. Finds Taylor Adams, has already kicked 2 on the day. Leakalir has the sit here. Can't take the mark as McInerney does a good job. Justin McInerney. Just the 5 disposals on the day. To get it back to 21. Puts it straight through. We head forward once again. Horne-Francis puts it on the head of Joe Berry. Oh, has he got it? No, he doesn't. That's going to be holding the ball. Actually, it's a ball up. That is really surprising. I definitely thought that was going to be holding the ball. Goad. Wanganeen Miller. Can't get it clear, unfortunately. Chasing Rowbottom down. Good spoil from Logan Evans. Though McDonald does get hands on it in the end. Joel Amati hasn't seen a lot of it today. Where are our defenders? Goad intercepts. Probably just because he was standing there. McDonald smashes it long. It's a behind. It's offline. Going to go short out of fullback here. Silvani is found by Rosie. We'll go a little bit wider here. It's a 2-on-1. Where's the 2? There it is. It's over the top. Lockie Neal kicks down the line. Looking for Jace Burgoyne. Finds him. Players on the move once again. Taylor Goad just clunks it beautifully. And we got another player on the move. Oh, it's a poor kick though. We were looking for Dersma, but it wasn't a good kick. Let's try again. We get the mark from Goad. Slow down the play. Wait for the lead. Actually, Arlo O'Brien is all by himself. It's actually going to end up in the hands of Joe Berry. Wasn't the best kick, but it's all good in the end. And I should say, I think Joe Berry's taken the lead in the Coleman again. I think this is for number 66 on the year. He's put it through. And this has just been an inspirational quarter from Taylor Goad in the ruck. He's doing stuff around the ground as well as the stoppages, or in the stoppages, I should say. Errol Goulden sends it wide. It's a good kick. Darcy Tucker takes it in space. I'm guessing it got picked up in the mid-season draft. 6 disposals so far and a goal. Starts it wide, swings it back. That's nice. From the former North Melbourne player, back to a 20-point game. And the sub has been made. Arlo O'Brien out of the game. Jackson Mead not going to be too far away. Horne-Francis smashes it forward. Owen Miles has a goal on the day already. And it's the only disposal he's had. That is hilarious. Hopefully he can get a second here. And I think we've kicked this one a little bit skinny. Yeah, not a good kick, unfortunately. Extend the lead to 21. But hopefully, Jackson Mead, as he has done so many times for us over the course of the series, can have a good impact off the bench as the sub. That's a high tackle. Lukosius is just going to kick it to the top of the square. We've got options. Ball is actually dropped. That might be a high tackle. It might be holding the ball. It is a ball up once again. Taylor Goad brings it down. Yes, he does. Players in space. Ball over the top by Berry. It's incorrect disposal, unfortunately. And Nick Blakey's going to pick up the pieces. Kicks it very, very backwards. In the half volley, straight to row bottom. Silvani takes a good mark. Who's that? Connor Rosie all over the top by himself. Probably should have kicked to him instead of on the head of Dersma. Not going to matter anyways. Butters is going to pick up the pieces. He's going to be having a set shot from directly in front. We've got to be cautious of the breeze, which I don't think I have been with this kick. Not to our advantage, unfortunately. He's having an absolute brain fart in the middle of the third quarter. Not ideal. Ball is cleared. Not very far, though. It's a good tackle on Rowan Marshall. Another one of our former players who we have not seen a lot of today. Jackson Mead sends it to the Dersma direction. Has players over the top, but he says, no worries, lads. I've got this myself. I'm the big boss. I am the forward of the future. I'm here to put it straight through the middle. Let's send it to the top of the square. Who's on? Connor Rosie just drops a sitter at the top of the goal square. And now it's going to be Horn Francis. I do not want to watch this entire animation, so I'm hoping he can just kick it very, very quickly. But 16 disposals, been good this quarter. 2 goals to his name. Very, very good to extend the lead to 34. Does very nicely, kicks true. We're starting to run forward a little bit here. Berry, Lloyd. Berry can't take the mark. Centers it beautifully. Wanganeen Miller was looking for somebody. Silvani gets dropped. We had a player over the top in the goal square. Why didn't we kick it there? Insufficient intent. I'm not really sure how that was insufficient intent. Let's just kick it to the top of the square. Berry couldn't take the mark. It was not to our advantage whatsoever. Whitlock's just come out of nowhere and clunked that one beautifully. We just need a forward to stand up tall and just take some marks. Anybody, please, just send it long. Nobody's back there. Silvani can't take it either. But he's taken this one. It was a poor kick out of full back. No goals for Silvani today. He's not had his best game. But can he get one here? Extends it to 40. Yes, he does. Not done yet in this quarter. Lockie Neal going to send it long. Rosie, Roberts, Rosie once again. What a game he is having. He's not had his kicking boots on the last couple of games, but he's kicked 3 today to go with his 28 disposals. He's really stood up the skipper when we've needed him. Free kick to Jace Burgoyne. Dersma's on the move once again, but Connor Rosie read the ball beautifully. 29 disposals and maybe a 4th. Swinging it back with the wind. What a man, what a player, what a superstar. And the Swans were so good in that first quarter. They've just absolutely disappeared, especially in this third quarter. Really not been anywhere. Horn Francis spots up Wanganeen Miller. We are doing it too easy here. Nazaya Wanganeen Miller on 3-quarter time can extend the lead to 66. No, he can't, unfortunately. It is going to be a 50, sorry, what is the lead? 53? 53, yes. He was going to extend it to 56, not 53. All right, 21 goals, 13 to 14 goals, 2 goals to 7 in the quarter. A lot of them towards the back end there. Joe Berry and Rosie with 4 apiece. Dersma with the 3. Horn Francis with the 3. I'm very much looking forward to the end of this game because we've done a really, really good job up against the Swans here. Let's finish strong and let's see how the rest of the season looks. Haven't made too many crazy changes in the middle of the ground. Draper's going to start the quarter in the ruck. Going to be looking for Jackson Mead down there. Can't find him, unfortunately. Taylor Adams has kicked goals today. Lukosius has spent most of today at half-back. He's actually done a much better job than Silvani today. He's actually closer to centre half-back. Draper can't win it out of the middle. Ball forward by Taylor Adams. Finds Will Hayward. Just the one disposal for today. He's been very, very quiet. Kicks that one very low. Puts it through. Gets the first of the quarter for the Swans. Horne-Francis kicks it forward very quickly out of the middle of the ground. Big fly from Melican. Owen Miles has all the time in the world. How on earth has he missed that? Great mark by Berry. Really nicely executed out of the middle of the ground. Can he sneak in a fifth? Really nice on his return. I see. No, he can't. I've hit the post, unfortunately. And I am starting to lose my voice. I've been very, very excited about the return of Joe Berry. Little overzealous from Rosie there on the tackle. Great. Oh, good mark from Lukosius. Let's kick it long once again. Con Rosie's going to get it back. Hayward with the spoil. Mead had a shot on goal. Probably should have lowered the eyes a little bit. Had players forward. Not to be. Swans working the ball forward. It's a spoil in the back 50. Horne-Francis gets wrapped up. And I've just seen that Sam Draper has a calf strain. We knock it over the line for a rush behind, but it's actually going to be a goal. Well done, Joel Amati. And this, kids, is why you have two ruckmen at all times. Rosie just smashes it forward. Dersma stands tall. He's going to have a crack at a fourth here. He's been very good today. Much better. I think he kicked 3 last week, and it's another poster. That right goalpost is really starting to tick me off. Whitlock picks up the crumbs. Nobody home, though. Rosie looking for Goad. Couldn't find him. I mean, it hit him in the chest, but he just forgot to pick the ball up. Green on the run. Finds Adams. Finds McDonald. Is wrapped up. Silvani's handballed it backwards for some reason. McLean running into an open goal. Puts it through. Ball over the top for Sydney. Alia drops it. Goulden's already got 1. Now he's got 2. Are the Swans coming back? Been one of the Swans' best, actually, I should say. But Taylor Goad's going to be solo rucking for the rest of today. Butters with the 1-2 with Rosie. Rosie running forward. Needs a quick kick. Can't get boot to it. That's a great tackle. I don't want the advantage. We just need to find someone who's open. Dersma's in the square by himself. Kick it. I think he's run over the line. Yes, he has. That was so well worked, and Dersma just had to go and ruin it. Highly annoying. But it's a 33-point game. Horne-Francis can't take the mark, unfortunately. Now with McDonald, who's been very, very good for the Swans. Silvani playing back at centre half back at the moment. Now with Taylor Adams, has also been one of Sydney's best. Ball goes forward. Amati. Back to Adams. Back to Amati. Why is he running with it? Kick the ball. You're a forward. What are you doing? Down the line looking for Horne-Francis. We need a big grab and he gets it. Down the line once again. Dersma and Melican. Dersma does a good job. I don't know how many behinds he's kicked so far, but hopefully this one won't be one. It's not. It's a 4th for Dersma. Another long ball from Butters. Burgoyne's over the top. Actually, nobody took it in the end. Ollie Florent, of all people, did. Don't think I've said his name once today. Caden Cleary standing on Jackson Mead. Rosie in pursuit of Goulden. Goulden switches the play over to Florent. Kicks it forward. Was looking for row bottom and found him. McDonald. Been quiet in the second half, but has been very good overall. And that is excellent transition play from the Swans. And now Hayden McLean has had 10 marks, 5 of them contested, just the 1 goal to his name. Definitely deserves more. Let's see if he can put this through. It's high and it's wide, but it's swinging back just enough for it to be the Sydney Swans' 19th goal. And he cuts it back to a 33-point game. Hopefully Draper's not going to be out for too long as well. I think he said it was a calf strain, the little notification said in the top corner. Amati running into an open goal. Should have done that last time. Back-to-back goals to the Swans. I don't think they have enough time to come back and win, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. That was a poor handball, just back into traffic. What are we doing? It's a good tackle. I think it was Silvani that time around. It's another good tackle. Ball heading back in our direction. Goad sends it forward. Good fist from Ilia. Whitlock with the tackle. It's a high tackle. I'm surprised they didn't take the advantage. And now Goulden sends it forward. Leakalier stands tall, does a good job. Ball over the top. Now with Kane Farrell. Hasn't seen a lot of it today. To be fair, the ball's kind of gone over his head most of the time. Alia can't get back on Papley. And it's going to be a tough kick from this pocket. The wind going against him. It's not going to matter though. The Swans cut it down to 21. The thing is, I don't even think we're doing badly in the ruck right now. Taylor Goad's been really good today. But we're just not getting the clearances we need. Kane Farrell needs to find a target here. Drew is the target and he gets him. Somebody come and lead. It's going to be Whitlock. Takes it, does a good job. We play on quickly. Don't necessarily need to in this one. Big fly from Joe Berry. Just crashed the pack that he didn't need to crash really. But George Hewitt does well. Berry, it's actually Jackson Mead in pursuit. Kicks it inside. Finds Lockie Neal. We now have players over the top in our forward line. They're on the move. Dersma, it's a big fly from behind. Handball over the top. Whitlock missed another one on the run. Burgoyne's actually Wanganeen Miller. Takes the mark. He's been good today. 23 disposals, still no goals. Had one on halftime, I think it might have been. Missed his opportunity. Does not make a mistake with this kick. 28-point game. Almost 20 minutes gone in the fourth. We're going long once again. Burgoyne. What an awesome mark that was. And he's not... he has kicked a goal today. I thought I made that mistake earlier that he didn't kick a goal. But no, he has kicked a goal. Had a great game the other week. That was a terrible kick though. That wind is difficult to negotiate with in that pocket, I must admit. Berry in pursuit of a tackle does well. Burgoyne lays a fine tackle as well. Whitlock takes the good mark. Players on the move. That's just a poor kick though. Swans working it forward once again. They are not done just yet. Jordan on the move finds a Marty. 7 disposals, 2 goals for him. 29-point game. Can cut it down to 23 with a good kick. And it's hit the post. Now with Green, he sends it short to McInerney. Cut it back down to a 22-point game this time. And it's another behind for the Swans. We can just not keep the ball out of Sydney's forward 50 right now. They're going to have a third crack at it. Justin McInerney once again. 24 minutes gone. And third time lucky, this one goes through. What a competitive game so far from both teams. Butters kicked that with his back heel. I'm not really sure how that one worked. It's a tackle. And another ball up in the middle of the ground. Butters is the target here. Was looking for Rosie over the top. Didn't find him in the end. Good intercept by Drew. Let's just send it long. Hope for the best. Dersma's got 2 to deal with. Can't deal with it in the end. And Ollie Florent has had a better fourth quarter. Better second half, actually. I don't think he touched it in the first half. But a good resistance from the Sydney Swans in the final quarter. 8 goals to 2. 2 goals 6 from us was really poor in the end. It was actually a little bit more of a blowout than the score probably shows. 21-point win in the end. Our inaccuracy really cost us in this one. We probably could have easily won by 10 goals if we wanted to. But a really, inaccurate kicking display from us. The Swans had more disposals. Dersma and Berry kicked 4 goals, 3 each. So they are now tied at the top of the Coleman still. Connor Rosie also kicked 4, had 39 disposals. Probably going to be best on, you would imagine. Tommy McCartan with 3, McDonald with 3. Horn Francis was very good as well. 21 disposals and 3 goals. Butters was good again. Wanganeen Miller kicked a goal. Very, very good game. Lukosius kicked 2 early, I think. Whitlock also kicked 2. Lukosius only kicked the 1, I think, actually. But had a good game at centre half-back. His stats don't do him justice. But we've obviously got the injury to Sam Draper that we have to worry about. Taylor Goad in the ruck was also very good. Let's sing that song, and we'll have a look at the rest of the season. Oh, I hate game crashing. It's really, I hate it. I hate it so much. There's nothing more that I can say than I hate it. But we're going to simulate this game up against the Sydney Swans. And I think we might actually just simulate the rest of the season, to be perfectly honest, because we've only got a couple of rounds to go. And I do really want to get into finals and see us win another flag. So we've got GWS at Monica, I should say. We've got Geelong at home and then Essendon at home as well to wrap up the season. So I'm going to simulate the rest of the season, but I will play the finals. And obviously the AFLW games, we'll play them whenever they come around. So we'll simulate this game. We lose, unfortunately, by 72 points. Really, really poor display. Who played well, though? Lockie Neal had a good game. Whitlock kicked 2. Any inaccuracies in front of goal? Joel Amarty, 1 goal 7. Jack Whitlock, 2 goal 6. Jesus Christ. And here are your Brownlow medal vote getters as well. Rowbottom, Adams, and Callum Mills with the votes in this one. And unfortunately, instead of Sam Draper, Lee Kalia is going to be the one with an injury, which is highly annoying because we now are very, very much running low on key defenders. So I'm not really sure what the plan is for this Giants game. Is anybody back from injury? Axel Doherty, he's not a first-team player. But Lee Kalia is out, unfortunately. At least Sam Draper is still healthy. Ryan Burton can come in. Joe Richards, we are going to keep him out for now. Warple is also back, which is handy. So George Hewitt might be a candidate because he's like the worst of our midfielders. Arlo O'Brien, I'd still like to keep him in. I think we will take out George Hewitt. I think he's going to be the one to miss out, unfortunately. We'll put Warple on a wing there. The bench will keep the same. Everything else will keep the same as well. And let's get into our game in the SANFL as well. Can we get a win? Okay, now we've got the Giants at Monica. This is just an absolute slog right now, these last couple of matches. Can we get a win? Finally, we get a win. That's well deserved. Burgoyne with the 3 votes, Rosie with the 2, Butters with the 1. Logan Evans with the 3 goals. Very, very good. And we have a look at some inaccuracies. Are there any absolute stinkers? This is why I don't simulate games. Lukosius with the 6 behinds, Whitlock with the 3. Burgoyne was actually very good in front of goal. In terms of accuracy, we get the job done. How are we going in terms of injuries? Owen Miles is out for 2 to 3 weeks. That is making me cry. The 2s are fine. Can we get another win up against Woodville West Torrens? We get the job done. 62-point winners. Very, very nice. Here are your stats. Pause if you want to have a look. And I've just seen that Zerk Thatcher is back from injury as well, which would much, much, much help the cause. And he is going to come in as a straight swap for Owen Miles. Ryan Burton, we might shift him to a back pocket. And then Logan Evans can shift to the bench. That makes more sense. I like the team. I like where it's at. We're starting to sort of get to full strength. Joe Berry still has a lead in the Coleman medal. Connor Rosie with the 52 goals. So it's really between... I think Lukosius with the inaccuracy. I don't think he's going to kick 8 goals in 2 rounds. So it's really between Berry and Dersma right now. And we've got our round 1 game in the AFLW as well that we need to have a look at. Okay, I need to pause for a minute. I will be back. I will still simulate this game, but then as we get into the finals, I will start to play the AFLW game. So bear with, I'll be 2 seconds. All right, with a couple of new faces in this AFLW side, we're going to go from the back line to the forward line, and we'll obviously cover the bench as well. So Clara Fitzpatrick, going to be our fullback for this upcoming season. Anna Tattersall, who is a young prospect that we picked up in the draft. She is got a bit of potential, but she's 19 years of age. Is going to be very good for us. Charlotte Thomas, who we picked up from West Coast, is going to be very, very good off of halfback. Emily Borg, who's already on our side, good young player. Molly Brooksby as well, who's already on our side. Evie Coucher, young player, going to be decent. I think Shania Goody had a really good season last season from what I remember. Abby Dowdrick as well, very, very good. Ella Roberts, who we picked up in the trade period, as well as Ella Bogue. Might actually just switch those 2 around. Matilda Schultz, our new captain, is going to be fantastic leading in the ruck and the forward line. This is where things get interesting. I think the midfield's our strongest area, but we've got Lauren Vecchio, Indy Tahau, and Julia Teakle, all of which we retained from last season. Piper Window, who is our full forward sort of key target. That's a weird thing to say. But Mia Austin, who we picked up from Carlton, she had a game against us last season and she kicked about 7 goals. So we thought we'd bring her along. And then we got Lucy Wales, who's our backup ruck, Alexandra Ballard, Kellis Jackson-Martin, who we picked up in the draft, and then Margaret Boyce, who we also picked up with the draft, was our highest draft pick, as well as Alicia Jepp, who's the sub. I'm going to simulate this game up against Geelong here. Hopefully we can get the win at home. No, we can't, unfortunately. Lockie Neal with another good game, but Dersma with the 3 goals. How did he go in terms of accuracy? He was very good. Joe Berry, not a lot of impact on this game, so may have just given up his lead in the Coleman medal. And now Jack Silvani's injured with a hamstring strain. How do we go round 1 in AFLW this year? We win by 59 points, do a very good job. Ella Roberts with the 3 votes, Indy Tahal with the 4, and Roberts 33 disposals and 4 goals was very, very good. A promising start to a new season. Do we pick up any injuries? No, we don't, which is lovely. And we lose, unfortunately, in round 18 in the SANFL. So, gonna be a very, very tough finish in the SANFL stuff. Hopefully we can get to the final once again. Round 2 in the AFLW here. Owen Miles is back. Not that that's going to impact the AFLW. Hopefully he can get back into the senior side as we have our final game of the season. I guess he's just going to come in for Jack Silvani. And then, where are you, Mr. Miles? There you go. And I'm actually going to take a bit of a risk here. I'm going to put Lukosius at half back, Dersma at full forward, Miles in a forward pocket. I think that's what I'm going to do. And that is going to be our final team of the 2026 home and away season. Can we get back-to-back wins in the AFLW? We've already got a few injuries. Why didn't these pop up in my inbox? But Darrick is out, unfortunately, as is Coucher. So we've made a couple of changes. Sachi Symes come back in, as well as Mallory Frank, who's going to get her debut here today. We get the win over North Melbourne, which is very, very good. Mallory Frank, the new player, 3 votes. It's Matilda Schultz, 45 disposals, only got the 2 votes. Very, very hard done by. And can we end the home and away season with a win? Yes, we can, and it's a biggie as well. Joe Berry, 3 votes on the day, ends up with 7 in the final day of the season. What a performance. How did Dersma go? Did he kick goals today? He did. I can't see him, so I'm going to assume that he didn't kick many. No, he went goalless. So that means that Joe Berry is going to be the Coleman medalist of 2026. What a performance that is. And do we simulate this SANFL final? I think we might save that for next time. But we'll have a look at our fixtures in the AFL. The season's actually not done yet, so we can't have a look at that just yet. But we will pick the side for our qualifying final. It's actually up against the Gold Coast Suns, of all people. My favourite team. Ryan Burton's picked up another injury. Lee Kalia is going to come back into the side. Is there anybody else that I should be considering bringing back? We'll just have a wee look around. I don't believe so, but Lukosius is not going to start at centre-half back. That was just a 1-game thing. We'll put him back at full forward. Miles can sit in a back pocket for now, and then Logan Evans, I think, will move into the back pocket for Owen Miles. Owen Miles can be be on the bench. That is lovely. But the qualifying final, that will have to wait until next season. We'll have a quick look at the stats to wrap up the year. As Joe Berry, 72 goals, 39, wraps up the year, 5 goals clear of second. But Dersma, 67 goals in his first year at the club was good. Lukosius, 57 goals, 51. Missed a lot of time over the course of the year, so I can't expect him to have kicked as many goals as last season where he did kick the 100. Connor Rosie with 55 goals on the year. Again, very, very good. Georgiadis with the 43, who we traded away. Sam Darcy, who we have never had on our team. I don't know why I said we traded him away. Whitlock, 42 goals, a little bit unders for what he was last season. And we'll just have a look at the rest of our team just to see where things are. Lockie Neal was very good. Very, very good pickup, as we know. Zach Butters missed some time through injury. Arlo O'Brien was very good he is probably going to win Rising Star, I would imagine. But a very successful season. There's nothing that I brutally dislike about this team right now. There's a few bits and pieces I would love to improve, but I'm very, very happy with how things wrapped up. We'll have a quick look at who led the league in disposals on the year. That was Jai Newcomb, actually tied with Clayton Oliver. So we might have a bit of a competition for Connor Rosie in terms of a Brownlow contender. My guess is it'll either be any of the top 3, Merritt, Oliver, or Newcomb. And here are the leading mark getters as well. We led a lot of the way. Hit-outs, that went to Rowan Marshall. Did I say Rowan Marshall or Todd Marshall? I was referring to Todd Marshall earlier in the episode, but Rowan Marshall with the 498 hit-outs on the season. Taylor Goad and Sam Draper combined did a very, very good job. So very nice work there. Spoils is Kolajasny. Clearances was Clayton Oliver. Lockie Neal up there for clearances as well. Free kicks for was Noah Bolter. Free kicks against was Jordan Dawson. And Josh Dunkley led the league in score assists. But yes, qualifying final is going to be the next episode. Very, very exciting times. And we should have a look at where things ended up on the ladder. So not quite an all interstate top 8, because Melbourne finished in 3rd, winning 4 of their final 5 games. Was very good. Hawthorn finished in 8th, just over percentage on the Western Bulldogs. But apart from that, the 2 Adelaide teams finished top of the ladder. Gold Coast and Sydney are in 4th and 5th, GWS and Fremantle in 6th and 7th. Only Brisbane and West Coast miss out in terms of the non-Victorian clubs. Richmond finish as Wooden Spooners. Sad, sad time for them. But that's going to do it. I will see you guys next time for the AFL finals, where we will be taking on Port Adelaide. Well, not Port Adelaide. We'll be taking on Gold Coast. And I'm not exactly sure who we're playing in the AFLW as well. We'll quickly suss that out. We have got Melbourne out at Casey's. Now, I don't know which one happens first. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.